Hi everyone, welcome to the Christian Leaders News. My name is Abigail Elfrey. Thank you so much for joining me today. So as you know, if you've been watching the news recently, the theme for this month of October is Different Callings, One Purpose. So today I chose to share Romans 8 verse 28, which says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." So that verse really gets in on that last part, the one purpose. Wherever you are serving in ministry, when you are spreading the gospel message, when you are spreading the love of God, you are fulfilling that one purpose. So let's move on to some announcements. We have 2 new mini courses this week. The first of those is Forgiveness, which is by Professor Brian DeCook, and that is worth 40 points. This mini course is awesome. It really focuses in on what does forgiveness look like in the Bible? How can we ask for forgiveness from God? How can we give forgiveness to others? How can we forgive ourselves? It goes over everything like that. So the second mini course is the Fundamentals of Church Planting, which is worth 45 points, and it is by Professor Bruce Ballast. So whether you are interested in planting a church, whether you are planting a church, this quick mini course gives some really practical tips on how to be successful in that area. So if you are interested in this topic of church planting, we also wanted to share this book called Being a Lifeboat Church in a Titanic Cruise Ship World by Steve Elzinga. This is $7.99 in the Christian Leaders store, and it goes over how to be a successful church, how to plant a successful church, how to be on fire for God in the church, and this book has lots of positive reviews, so I highly encourage you to check it out. All right, so I'm going to tell the joke of the day. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use a honeycomb. All right, so I have one exciting final announcement. As you know, we've been releasing lots of new mini courses. We actually have a new full-length course to announce today. This course is Strategic Management, which is worth 3 credits. And it is by Professor Matthew Earnhardt. Highly encourage you to check that out on Moodle if you are interested. It is an amazing course. And actually, to end the news today, I'm going to point it over to Abby Dominiak, who actually interviewed Professor Matthew. So God bless you and enjoy the rest of the news.
Well, hello everybody. I'm here with Matthew Earnhardt, Professor Matthew in this case. He's actually here doing 2 classes that are now actually available for you. And I am so grateful because he is not only an amazing professor, but he's also a great friend of mine in the sense that we got to know each other. He was a teacher for me and I loved how he did the class. And so I asked him if he would come out and do this and share with students on international business and strategic management and leadership, and he so graciously accepted. So thank you, Matthew, and welcome to the interviewing studio for the news, but you have been a friend of this studio the past few days, so you're comfortable here. But I want to just ask you a couple of things. First, introduce yourself to the students and share a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Before I do, let me just say that this studio is amazing, right? So you can only see parts of it, but there's like stuff everywhere. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's lights.
We've got some lights.
You got lights all over the place. You know, it's black over here with noise. I mean, it's amazing. So lest you think this isn't a nice studio, this is a very nice studio. So I just want to start there. And you can't see it, but we're looking at this massive screen with us on it.
Right,
so.
helping with, I've got thing over here to
little
move the shot.
so there's your little behind the scenes. I hope that's okay that I shared that.
Perfectly good.
And there was a dog floating around here somewhere. I was hoping would make the news, but and not this time, I guess.
Little Flynn, not this time. Maybe next week.
So maybe next week Flynn will make the news. I'll be watching in anticipation. So my name's Matthew, and I live in Florida. And prior to that, I've lived in New Jersey, I lived in Colorado, I lived in a few places.
Been around the U.S.
I've been around the U.S. My claim to fame is I was licked by a cheetah in South Africa. So
this is good. I have seen photos. This is true.
Yes. Yeah. So you know what's funny about it is, like, have you ever played? I don't know if people have, but the game Two Truths and a Lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always my my truth, and everybody thinks that's a lie. But it's
they're
true.
Like, no way that happened.
And then I have to show them the picture. So anyway, my name's Matthew. I was saved at a very young age. very young age, and like many people do, I went through a period of time where I was unsure of my salvation, unsure of my faith, and I joined the military when I was 21. And when I joined the military, that really stripped me of all my ego and everything else that I had going on in my life, and I recommitted myself to the Lord. And been on fire for the Lord ever since. Certainly, I make mistakes. Certainly, I do not do what I should all the time, as many of us do. But thankfully, I have a Savior that sacrificed Himself for me. So I do not have to be perfect, because He was perfect, and He showed me the ultimate grace and forgave me for my sins.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about that.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit, because I think it's true. A lot of us have that where, maybe your parents told you about God and then you wander for a while, and then, something brings you back to being focused, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
I want you to now share, you're doing the 2 classes that I mentioned. So international business, what do you think that's going to mean for the students, and how will that help them even within ministry or business?
Yeah, so one of the things I would say is you may think that your local little coffee shop, or your and in one of the other classes, I didn't use this in international business, but I should have. In the other class, I used the example of a submarine sandwich shop in West Palm Beach, Florida, that's called Russo's. And in Russo's, you would think that it would be an international business, because it's this little dilapidated building that sells subs, but you go in there and they have a map of all over the world where they've shipped their subs. So if you think that you are not involved in international business, or you're not touched by an international business, you are wrong. We really focus on that class on those concepts related to international business, how to operate, and those kind of things. So I'm bringing a lot of additional material. That way they don't have to listen to me the whole time. They can hear from actual, other people that are experts. But we talk about we just talk about operating internationally, and the fact that you're touched by it. The one thing that I say over and over again in this class is businesses like stability. And operating an international business is so complex, but they want stability. You could teach that class as well, I think, Abby, because this is a great example of a major international business.
Yes, no, and I know so many of you watching this are international, and one of the units when I had taken international business is just, there's a lot of ethical, cultural differences that come in, and it can be very challenging, yes, to do an international business. So important stuff. And what I love about this too is we're now pushing forward our business program, and some of you might be taking a concentration in business right now, or going for a business certificate, and so these classes are going to strengthen our business, and so we're so grateful. Share a little bit about strategic management and leadership for them.
Yeah, so strategic management it basically goes through the strategy of a firm. I use Apple a lot just because they're doing a very good job with their business strategy, and certainly they've diversified in a bunch of different areas with Apple TV, with their products, with their services. One of the things that we need to keep in mind also. See, I'm teaching the whole class in the news. So sorry.
One of the things, you're piquing their interest.
That's right.
For the
that's
class.
Right. This is what we call preview. We're trying to get. This is the hook. One of the things I talk about in the classes is, our economy is shifting from a manufacturing type economy to a service-based economy, and Apple's a really good example of having a strategy that is seeing that horizon and seeing what's off in that horizon and having that strong vision, and then working toward it. That's what we discuss. We talk about SWOT analysis and mission, vision, values, and all kinds of fun stuff, and competitive strategy.
So you're going to want to check that out. So both of these courses are linked below me, because as we're releasing this, it's now available to you to take. So click on those links, enroll in the course that might fit you, and more updates will be coming with more business classes. So this is such a blessing. So on behalf of all the students and the staff, thank you for your time and your effort and coming up here to our studio and doing this, and so excited, and we really believe these classes are going to bless you in what the Lord is calling you to do.
Thank you. And Abby, might I add also that if anybody's taking the class and they have any questions, they can absolutely reach out to me through you. I'm more than willing to further the conversation. They can call me. I have a WhatsApp. I have everything. So if anybody needs anything, they can reach out.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you for tuning in. Again, thank you for being here and producing these courses for us. And I look forward to seeing you guys getting enrolled into them and enjoying it. God bless.
Thank you.